Definition: roadside attraction. Solution: magnetic field. And our solution to fun with a pun on television is definition. And now let's have some fun with our main attraction, the star of our show, Jim Perry.
Hi, thank you, David. Hello there. And nice to have you with us to start off the week on Definition. Got a good team of champions. They've won 3 times, trying for the 4th win. Dave will reintroduce them.
Our mother and son team, Jim, Lois, and Robert Hodgins.
Hello there, Lois. Robert, nice to see you again. For anybody who was not with us last week, Lois is a visitor from Quebec, and son Robert is from Victoria, BC. Nice to have people from across the country. Are you ready to go, trying for that 4th win?
Okay.
You're pretty spiffy up there, kid, I must say.
Thank you.
All dressed up there. All right. We are meeting the challengers for the first time. Who are they?
It's a cousin team, Jim. Let's say hello to Ruth G. and Brian Lawrence.
Hello there, Ruth, Brian. Nice to have you here. Let's get acquainted before we get started. Ruth is a homemaker. You like sewing, needlework, cross-country skiing. Do you go for a long period of time or what when you go cross-country skiing?
Not too long.
No? That's a good sport, though. I must have. For those of us who are chicken and afraid to go falling all over the place, that's kind of nice. Are you chicken, or is this just you just prefer it?
I'm chicken.
Okay, good. That makes me feel at home. Good. Brian, you was an engineer, like skiing, baseball, and photography, and you would like to become a game show host.
That's right, Jim. If you weren't so tall, I'd advise you to keep on your toes. But
Okay, all right. You'd like to do this sometime.
I think it would.
It would be fun. It is fun, because I don't like to tell people that, because more people would want to be game show hosts. You would never like it. It's a terrible thing to... try it sometime, right? You should. You would have fun, I'm sure. Well, I hope you're going to have fun here right now as a contestant, because we're going to start the best 3 of the 5 with this definition.
Why the journalist ran after the bulldozer.
Why the journalist ran after the bulldozer. Starting with the challengers, Brian, give a letter away that you do not want.
The Z.
There is no Z. Ruth, that means you can take a letter that you do want.
An E.
There is one E that goes right here. Now you've put a letter up there. Do either of you know why the journalist ran after the bulldozer? There's a signal time is up. We go to Robert to give a letter away.
Next.
No X. And Lois to take a letter.
A.
There are 3 A's. Very good letter. One here in the middle of this 3-letter word. Second one goes here. Here's the third. Got 4 vowels. Do you know why the journalist ran after the bulldozer? Back to the challengers, and Brian to give one away.
The Q.
No Q. Cousin Ruth to take one.
An R.
R as in Robert. One R that goes here at the beginning of this word. Your first consonant. Do you know why the journalist ran after the bulldozer? Don't pay attention to them, Ruth. It'll only scare you if you listen to the opponents. Robert, back to you to give one away.
Y.
There's no Y. Lois, you can take a letter.
L.
L as in Larry. There is one L that completes this word. Do you know why the journalist ran after the bulldozer?
It was a real story.
No. Over to Brian to give one away.
J.
No J. Ruth to take a letter.
An O.
There are 2 O's. They go together in the last word, here and here. For the first definition, do you know why the journalist ran after the bulldozer? Time. Back to Robert to give a letter away.
I.
There is an I. There's an I in that solution. One going here. Brian and Ruth, they put a letter up there for you, giving you a free guess as we're back to the challengers. Do you know why the journalist ran after the bulldozer?
It was a real scoop.
That's right, it was a real scoop. The bulldozer scooping up. Yes. So the challengers lead 1-0. And can we have a shot at Brian? I mean, he wants to be a game show host. Can we have a shot at Brian? Because, Brian, the one thing you've got to learn if you're going to be a game show host is to tell everybody that we'll be back after a commercial. Would you?
We'll be right back after this commercial message.
I think I'm going to take the rest of the day off.
And now here's a look at the runner-up prizes.
Caravel watches by Bulova. Nobody tells the time in as many beautiful ways as Caravel by Bulova. Quartz thin, quartz accurate, guaranteed for 2 full years, now at your jeweler. Or from Wall, the 15-way back massager with remote control and heat, lightweight and portable. One of several massagers brought to you by Wall.
We are back. Why do I feel like I'm redoing the Invasion of the Body Snatchers? I don't know. Brian, you got a good sense of humor. Thank you. That's cute. It is the Challengers leading 1-0. Let's get back to the match. Lois and Robert trying for their 4th win. Right now, they're trailing for the first time in a while. What do we have, David?
A skunk in town.
Oh, a good definition from Virginia Collins of Arden, Manitoba. Thank you, Virginia, for sending in a skunk in town. You're trailing. We'll start with you, Lois. Give one away.
An X.
There is no X, and Robert, this time you'll take letters.
An A.
No A. No letter on the board, no guess at a skunk in town. Over to Ruth to give one away.
A Q.
No Q. Cousin Brian to take a letter.
P.
P as in Peter. That's not there either. That takes care of the initial ideas, and we're back to Lois to give one away.
A V.
V as in Victor. No V. Robert to take a letter.
An E.
There are 2 E's. They're in the same word, here and here. And your first crack at tying up the match. Do you know a skunk in town? Over to the challengers and Ruth to give one away.
A Z.
There is no Z. Take a letter, Brian.
L.
L is in Larry. No L. Got to put a letter up there to take a guess. We're back to the champions and Lois to give one away.
K.
There is no K. Take one, Robert.
T.
T as in Thomas. There are 2 of them. One in the first word and one in the second word. Do you know a skunk in town? Back over to Ruth to give one away.
A J.
No J. Brian, take one.
An R.
R as in Robert. This time you got one that's in there. There's an R that goes here. And I think the first time, Brian and Ruth, you've got to guess at a skunk in town. Back over to Lois. Give one away.
Oh, dear. An F.
F as in Frank. No F. Robert, take a letter.
An S.
S as in Sam. One S, very importantly, goes at the beginning of this word to tie up the match. Do you know a skunk in town? Back we go to the challengers. Ruth to give a letter.
A G.
G is in George, she said hesitantly. No, it's a good choice. There's no G. Brian, you can take a letter, and there are not too many of them left up there. I know it gets difficult. Take a letter.
An I.
There is an I. One I going right here. Now, do you know a skunk in town? Let's look at that board getting down there. B, C, D, H, M, N, O, U, W, and Y. And Lois has to give one of them away.
I'll give a D.
D as in dog is a good choice. Robert, take one of those last 9 letters.
An N.
N as in Nancy, there are 2 of them. Here's one. Here's the second. To tie up the match, do you know a skunk in town?
Community Center.
Yes, indeed, and you started it before the bell. You're right. Community Center, S-C-E-N-T. The skunk in the community in town. Good one from Virginia Collins. And Lois, I must tell you, it sounded like you had it and you were
Yeah,
whispering
that's
around.
what I am.
Remember, I always say, once you put a
Yeah.
letter up there, either of you can give me a guess. That 3 seconds goes quick. You better shout it out if you
Okay.
got it. He finally started it ahead of the bell, and he could finish it. We have a tie at 1-1. Here's the next definition.
Pastry with a different shape.
Pastry with a different shape. Give a letter away this time, Brian.
A Z.
No Z. Take a letter, Ruth.
I.
There is one I in the middle of this 3-letter word. Do you know pastry with a different shape? Back we go to Robert to give one away.
A Y.
No Y. Take one, Lois.
S.
S is in Sam. One S that goes here at the beginning of this word. Do you know pastry with a different shape?
Pi squared.
Yes, indeed. Oh, you almost did it again, right? Pi squared. Did you have any idea with that? Oh, because that was kind of tricky there with the pi, like pi squared, the pi with the mathematics, and the champions lead 2-1. Champs could win with this. Challengers could tie with this definition.
What the curtain maker eats at work.
What the carton maker, C-A-R-T-O-N, what the carton maker eats at work. They got the last one. You are trailing. We'll start with you, Ruth. Give a letter away.
A Z.
No Z. Take a letter, Brian.
L.
L is in Larry. One L that goes here at the beginning of this 5-letter word. You can tie up the match if you know what the carton maker eats at work.
A box lunch?
Yes, indeed. That's what he eats. We've got a tie. Yeah. Very nicely done. And just like that, we've got a tie, 4-time champions or new champions, and it all comes down to this definition.
An angry park attendant.
An angry park attendant. An angry park attendant. They got the last one. We're starting over here. Robert, give a letter away.
Z.
There is no Z, and Lois to take a letter.
A.
2 A's. 1 A that goes here. Here's the second. First opportunity for the championship. Do you know an angry park attendant? We go over to Brian to give a letter away.
The X?
There is no X. Take a letter, Ruth.
An R.
R is in Ruth. 1 R going right here. New champions, if either of you know an angry park attendant. Over to Robert. Give a letter away.
J.
No J. Take a letter, Lois.
E.
2 E's. 1 at the end of this word, second in this word. And again, for the win, do you know an angry park attendant? Back over to Brian. Give 1 away.
The Q?
There is no Q. Take a letter, Ruth.
A T.
T as in Thomas. No T. No guess. An angry park attendant. Robert to give a letter.
An L.
L as in Larry. You're giving them a letter in the solution. There's a break. 1 L that goes right here, giving the challengers a free guess for the win. An angry park attendant. Still your turn. That was a free guess. Brian, give a letter away.
The V?
No V as in Victor. Ruth, take a letter.
An I.
There is 1 I. 1 I that goes right here. Do you know an angry park attendant? Time back to Robert to give 1 away.
An S.
No S's in Sam. Lois, take a letter. Take a letter.
W.
2 W's. 1 at the beginning of this word, second at the beginning of this word for the win. Do you know an angry park attendant? Time is up. I thought they had it. Brian, we're back to you to give 1 away.
A K?
There is no K. Ruth, take a letter.
G.
G is in George. There is 1 G, and it goes at the beginning of this word. New champions, if you know an angry park attendant.
Wild game warden.
That's what it is. Wild game warden. Angry, he's wild. The park, wild game warden. And in a tough match, the challengers, the cousin team, come out on top. They're the new champions and win this prize.
Designed with your comfort in mind, this 2-position relaxer by Krahler also offers an all-metal mechanism for durability and ease of operation. Sit back and relax with Krahler.
And again, our congratulations. We'll play the bonus for cash here in a moment. We have to say goodbye to Lois and Robert. Well, I know, Lois, you got in touch with us a couple of years ago about coming down, and I'm glad you finally made it. You did very, very well. You got 3 nice prizes, $300 in cash. Thank you for joining us from Quebec and having your son Robert join us from BC. Thank you so much for being here.
Thank you.
All right, Brian and Ruth. A tough win. 5 it took. Now, top it off with this bonus definition.
Why the government officials were in a bad way.
Why the government officials were in a bad way. Do you know it for $190?
They were.
Here come the letters. They come alphabetically, and you can take away $10 for each letter for $180. Here comes your first letter. Why the government officials were in a bad way. No A's or B's in that solution.
6,809. They were no.
Oh, no, there's
No,
B,
can't
so
be
it
were.
No,
cabinet.
all right. They,
Senate.
Why they were in a bad way. The government officials.
they,
Uh-huh.
so far.
130.
There. Senate. They
Senate? No, Senate.
120. Why the government officials were in a bad way.
lost. They lost.
They
their
lost their seats?
Sense.
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 Ooh, you're so close.
They lost their
What?
census?
Census.
Yes, you said it before for $100. Yes, they lost their census. C-E-N-S-U-S. Yes, if the government can't find you, we got a lot of problems there. Good thinking. Never occurred to us they could. That's the first win for our new champions, and if they become 5-time champions, they'll win this.
From Royal Doulton, 4 5-piece place settings in the Rhodes pattern. Fine bone china, magnificently embellished with a classically elegant design.
Something to shoot for. We'll have a new team of challengers coming out here in a moment, right after we take time out for this commercial break.
You too could be a winner, but only if you're a contestant. To do that, write definition. CFTO TV Box 9, Station O, Toronto, Ontario. M4A2M9, Jim.
I thank you. Well, I see Wayne is with us this week. He's the only cameraman we have who hasn't figured out all the... He keeps trying out all the handles. He doesn't know what each ones do. Are they going this way and that way? We have a new team of... I shouldn't say that about Wayne. He's twice my size. He'll clobber me. New team of challengers. David, who are they?
It's a mother and son team, Jim, so let's say hello to Sharon and Richard Thomas.
Hello there, Sharon and Richard. Nice to have you here. Let us get acquainted. Richard, you are a student. What are your ambitions?
Trying to get into forest work and stuff like that.
Oh, that sounds like it'll be good. You like games, models. You had a bad experience with a toy gun?
Yeah, it was a long time ago in California. We were down crossing the border, and before that we were shooting guns, pretend we were shooting guns at cars and stuff. And going into Nevada, they pulled us over and circled us and put guns on us.
Oh,
and everything.
they thought you had real guns there.
Yeah.
Oh, that would get their attention there. Yes, indeed. You got to be careful about that. Sharon, who is a civil servant, you like bridge, writing, you'd like to publish a novel. And you're the mother of 5 teenagers, now has a newborn, huh?
Right.
You got 5 teenagers, and then you suddenly decided, let's have another family, huh?
Exactly.
Was it a surprise, or...
No.
Oh, you really planned on having another book?
Yeah.
Good for you. And what kind of novel do you want to publish someday?
Historical romance.
Oh, yeah, that fits. Yeah, there's a romantic lady, no question about that. Nice to have you here. Let's get into the match, best 3 out of 5, and we start with this definition.
What the plumber did at the pool party.
What the plumber did at the pool party. Starting with the challengers. Sharon, give a letter away.
The Z.
There is no Z. Richard, you can take a letter that you think might be in that answer.
I'll take an E.
There is one E that goes in the first word here, and you're a team, you can confer, but from one of you, do you know what the plumber did at the pool party? Oh, thought they had an idea. Over to Ruth to give a letter away.
An X.
There is no X, and Brian to take a letter.
An R.
There is one R. One R is in Robert at the beginning of this word here. What the plumber did at the pool party.
Jumped right in.
Nope, worth a try, but you only get the one guess. Over to Sharon to give one away.
I'll give away the Q.
No Q. Take one, Richard.
I'll take the A.
No A. No letter on the board. No guess. Back to Ruth to give one away.
A J.
There is there's no J. Thank you. Brian, you can take a letter.
P.
P is in Peter. Yes, there's a P. One P at the beginning of this word. Now, do you know what the plumber did at the pool party?
Plunged right in.
Plunged right in. That's what a plumber does, yes. He plunged right in. I thought when he got the jumped right in that you might get the idea. Why did we say plumber? Because using a plunger, that's why. And the champions lead 1-0. Here is the next definition.
Yuppie baby talk.
Oh, I like this. This is very inventive. Sent in by a viewer, Denny Ingle of Victoria, BC. Yuppie baby talk. You are familiar with yuppies, right? The term yuppies, right? Okay. What is that? Young urban professionals, yuppies? Yuppie baby talk. Give a letter away, Richard.
I'll give away a Z.
No Z, and Sharon to take a letter.
I'll take an A.
No A, no letter on the board, no guess. We're over to Brian to give one away.
An X.
No X. Ruth to take a letter.
An E.
There's no E either. This is cute. Denny Ingle, I think you've got a good one for the players. Richard, to give one.
I'll give away a Y.
There is no Y. Sharon, to take a letter.
I'll take the I.
There are 2 I's, unusually at the end of each of the 2 words. To tie up the match, do you know yuppie baby talk? Back over to the champions and Brian to give one away.
A Q.
No Q. Take one, Ruth. Take a letter.
A T.
T as in Thomas. No T. No guess. Back over to Richard to give a letter.
I'll give away the W.
No W. Mother Sharon to take a letter.
I'll take the S.
This is in Sharon. No S. I thought there was going to be a lot of letters not up there on the board with this one. Brian, to give one away.
V.
No V is in Victor. Ruth, take a letter.
An M.
M is in Mary. That's not there either. Back we go to Richard to give a letter away.
I'll give away the J.
No J. Sharon, you can take a letter.
D.
D is in dog. No D. Back we go. Yuppie baby talk. Brian, give one away.
A P.
P is in Peter. No P. Ruth, take a letter.
A G.
G is in George. 2 G's. One at the beginning of this word, second at the beginning of this word. Do either of you know yuppie baby talk? Back we go to Richard to give a letter away.
I'll give away the O.
There is no O. Take a letter, Sharon.
I'll take the U.
There are 2 U's. Here's one U here. Here's the second U here to tie up the match. Do you know yuppie baby talk?
Gucci, Gucci.
Gucci, Gucci. Yes, that's what it is. Gucci. The yuppies always think with the fancy cars and the fancy clothes, and Gucci is one of the most expensive ones. So instead of coochie coochie with yuppies, it is Gucci, Gucci. I'm throwing up as I'm explaining that. It is 1 to 1. Here's the next definition.
What a professional bowler might send his former spouse.
Well, see, now we're down to that. This is down-home stuff. What a professional bowler might send his former spouse. Give a letter away, Ruth.
A Z.
There is no Z. Brian, you can take a letter.
An R.
R is in Robert. No R. No guess what a professional bowler might send his former spouse. Over to Sharon to give a letter away.
Give away the X.
There's no way. There's a signal. Time is up. They got 1 crack at it. You're going to get 1 crack at it. Take a letter, Richard. Take the last letter. We complete the term.
I'll take an E.
There are 2 E's. 1 E that goes here. Here's the second. You're the only ones that have a crack at it. Do either of you know what a professional bowler might send his former spouse? No, no idea. Now I've got, no, time is out. You have no chance. I got to ask Mike on camera too. He always plays along. Mike, do you know this one? Do you know it? I didn't think so. We'll give you the solution right after this commercial timeout. Well, how'd you make out at home? As soon as time ran out, Ruth and Brian got it right away. What a professional bowler might send his former spouse, he would send alimony. That's what it is. See you tomorrow on Definition.
Prizes on Definition include a selection of products from Remington featuring the Microscreen and Lady Remington His and Hers cordless rechargeable shavers, the cordless travel shaver and the Travel Plus hair dryer, or the Tefal Super Fryer, fries without odors or splatter, and the Tefal sandwich waffle maker with interchangeable non-stick plates, both from Tefal by Seb. Promotional consideration provided by the Canon Sure Shot Supreme with advanced features such as auto flash, extended range autofocus, and many more. Canon Sure Shot Supreme, so simple every shot's a sure shot. And totes, when the weather turns bad, turn to a totes. Rain rolls right off. Totes, hats, and caps that you can take along anywhere to stay warm and dry. And Remington with the Remington Microscreen and Lady Remington His and Hers cordless rechargeable shavers. Shave as close as a blade, or you get your money back.